Rob, we suddenly have a flurry of deal-making and attempted deal-making in pharma, including GlaxoSmithKline coming out today with a complicated structure with Novartis. Do we like that deal?
We do like that deal. GSK has done a basically three-part transaction. So they sell their cancer drugs business to GSK for $14.5 billion, to Novartis, I'm sorry, for $14.5 billion. Novartis sells them back their vaccines business for $5.25 plus some incentive payments. So both companies win from these trades because in each case, the bigger company in the disease area is buying from the smaller company. So the company that already has scale is getting more scale, and that means overhead costs can be spread over a bigger portfolio, and maybe you get some benefits to research and development if the deal is handled properly. And increasingly in pharma, it's hard to compete unless you're one of the leaders. And this makes both sides of the transaction more of a leader. So we like that for GSK. And they did a third thing, which is to mush their consumer health businesses together in one JV. It probably would have been nicer if GSK, which is bigger in consumer health, could have just bought Novartis Consumer Health outright, but you get some of those same benefits of scale from a JV like this.
Okay, so it's a complicated but maybe beneficial reorganisation. But as they say on street corners, is this going to sell more drugs?
That is exactly the right question to ask, and the spirit of it is correct. This makes the companies more efficient, hopefully more productive down the line, and in the long term, hopefully these larger business units are more productive and do sell more drugs. But over the next few years, the question for GSK before this restructuring, after this restructuring was, one, do the drugs in the pipeline where they have respiratory drugs and HIV drugs and some other, some oncology drugs actually, do those pan out? And two, can they protect their respiratory franchise, namely Advair, from generic competition? And no matter how your company is structured, no matter how focused you are, no matter how efficiently you are run, if you're a big drug company, research and development has to work. And that was the worry before, it's the worry now.
Yep, that's the risk with pharma deal making, whether it disrupts R&D. Thank you, Rob.
Sure.